Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Attack of the Fiends. Yeah. Let me read something to you. It's I got a bunch of guys on here. I know one of my mentors is this gentleman, Yao and Yamache Morris. And not so much the street side of the game, but the more esoteric, deep side of the game, right? He really learned from him, right? Now, I'm going to read a brief we'll be here forever. A brief paragraph from Master Yao's book, The Natural Blueprint for Relationships, A Murmur of Value, Volume 2, right? And the chapter was entitled The Demon Lovers, Fiends of the Sexual Underworld, right? Check it out. This is what he said. A female acquaintance in her 30s was single again after having ended an 8-year relationship a few months back. So far, her dating experience has not been pleasant. I asked her how she liked being single again and having all those men chasing after her. She replied that ending her relationship and dating again was like waking up in a horror movie surrounded by goons and vampires. She wasn't smiling when she said that. We all laughed, but inside there was acknowledgement of the obvious. Things can get pretty rough out there in the dating land. Now, check this out. Usually, if I move to do something or do a type of video on any of my channels, it's just because of something I encountered, right? You know, it's like if I need a subject or something, I just drive around a bit or walk around, pay attention to what I see. Or, I have a lot of people hitting me up, male and female, with different questions. That's even more so than coaching. Like, I'll answer like a single question or something like that, right? So I had a friend of mine, right? She had ended, and she actually said I could mention this. She had ended a relationship with a pretty decent guy, right? But, it was one of those things, the spark wasn't there, disappeared and all of that. He was a good guy otherwise, one of those, love you but not in love things. It was like, okay, it is what it is. I mean, I was like, I should have got counseling, but, that's me. Anyway, right? She get back out there, and that guy that she didn't have that spark for, or lost a spark for, is starting to look good to her again. Reason why? Her dating experience has been poor. She found out, sometimes, and this happens with a lot of women. A lot of women don't want to admit to this, though, but it happens a lot. You have a decent guy. You have Mr. Right, all right? You have a decent guy, but, you get a little complacent and everything. You don't have that same honeymoon type of spark, but it's a different type of love. But, some women, they got to get that spark. So they roll from the guy, either separate or even divorce, or if they weren't married or something, go out there and get something else. They find out there's a lot of fiends out there. It's the attack of the fiends. And it seems like the same pattern, which is why I'm even bringing this up. Because I've had some elder women tell me about stuff like that, right? We had an elder woman, unfortunately she's passed now. She talked about that. She said, yeah, a woman will have Mr. Right. She'll have Mr. Right, but then, get her head twisted around by some pretty dude. And then that dude dog her, and then she ready to go back to Mr. Right. In fact, studies of women who cheat on their men or, leave their men always shows a whole lot of them want to go back. Now, of course, some women leave a man because he's a knucklehead, but if you talk to a lot of women, it was like, okay, well, what did the guy really do? And it won't be anything like major, like abuse or anything like that. It's usually like some spark thing, right? And I get the spark. But what happens is many women, y'all go out there and y'all find out a lot of these guys are fiends. They don't have good intentions towards women. Look, there's plenty of dogs out there. Now, I know y'all might listen to my male channel and get a certain, think some guys are, you know, generally good guys. They just want a lot of women or something. And you get some guys like that. They womanizers or something, right? But they womanizers, but, pretty much they're going to treat a woman right while they with her. And they're just going to treat a whole lot of women right. This ain't the same thing. The thing many women have to realize, and this is why I stand up for good men, like good men, good intentions and everything. Part of the reason I'm doing this channel is like I'm saying, look, give these guys a chance. A lot of guys out here, some fiends. They got negative intent. That's why I do not, or I'm very reluctant to share anything that would be considered quote unquote seduce a woman. Now I get some dudes who still try to get something out of me, and bless their hearts, they stupid as fuck. Because it's like, dude, you keep asking me the same question over and over, just in different ways. And look, I'm actually a professional. I've been trained as an investigator, so I know I've actually been trained on how to listen for shit, right? And the reason why there's certain things I don't mention or I don't give away, even if they think I'm giving it away, I really don't. There's a lot of stuff I keep to myself until I know the person and I know their character. Now, if I know their character, I know they generally good people, I might say, all right, this is something you could do. And just to be clear, it's nothing like manipulation or something. It's usually just pointing out just simple things, right? But you get a lot of guys out there, if I tell them some stuff, they'll be dangerous. They will hurt women. You get a lot of men out there. They just want to hurt women. That's it. They want to hurt them. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about what you're trying to do in life. They don't care that you got a goofy sense of humor. They just want to hurt. Look, you're literally just an object to them. And unfortunately, many women get caught up because sometimes that type of guy can seem exciting because you know what? He's creating some tension with you, right? Because that fiend, he knows how to work you. He know how to create it. So he'll play hard to get or let you call him up or whatever, or let you chase him. Or, he'll say something to annoy you or something like that, knowing it's creating tension, right? And you thinking it's like love or something, it's some spark. It's like, no, it's just that nervousness that women get before they get to know somebody. That's all it is. It's not love. If you're feeling nervousness with somebody, any type of nervousness, you probably shouldn't get with them. Any guy that's going to be right for you, you're going to feel an automatic sense of comfort. But unfortunately, in the world we live in, that's not considered romantic. And part of that's some social engineering, watching too many of these Disney films or something, or some of these movies with a good girl, bad boy theme, right? But some of these dudes are fiends. And many women can attest to it. I'm going to guarantee if some women want to be honest, they can come on here and say, you know what, I had a real good guy. Or, but I got out there, found out, hey, this ain't for me. And that's usually the case. Women have a good guy and then get out there, find out this fiend. She, get stood up on dates. Get dogged out. Get a guy who don't return the call. Like I said, get a guy who don't give a shit about your love of butterflies. Don't give a shit where you trying to go in life. And I've seen that because I talk to these guys. I know them. Even some of the guys who follow me, a whole lot of them subscribe to the thing of, I ain't getting married, I want to pump and dump. They ain't necessarily fiends, but you get a lot of guys who just saying fuck it. And they like decent guys too, but they just got burned so much or whatever. They just said, look, I don't even want to deal with it. And that's another way they missing out. So a lot of times those guys, they just saying, you know what, I'm just going to travel overseas or something. And then you left with the fiends. That's the problem. You left with the fiends because the fiends, you know what, he don't care how defensive you are. He'll holler at you even if he don't feel you that attractive. Because he only want you just alive. You just a warm hole to him to masturbate in. Not make love to, not have sex with, to masturbate in. And there's a lot of fiends out there, right? And if a woman, let me give y'all some advice on how to spot the fiend. It's very easy. It's very easy. Instead of getting caught up in him telling you what you want to hear or whatever, the real person, the real guy, he's going to tell you that he ain't going to tell you what you want to hear, and he ain't going to cater to your ego. If he think you're attractive, he's going to tell you you're attractive, but he ain't going to be like, oh yeah, that's right, and yeah, all those guys are wrong, and all that stuff. You know, if you ask him his honest opinion on something, he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you if he got good intentions, but he's also going to take an interest in you beyond your physical appearance. Because the fiend is just going to, you know, all the fiend is going to do. He going to get up there and he going to agree. You can be bashing men. He going to be like, yeah, you right. That's what he going to do. Or if you talk about, you know, UFOs or something, even though he think the idea is whack, he going to agree with you. You know, because he only want one thing from you. So, yeah. Had to do that one real quick. Y'all probably still saying, hey, Rom still ain't showing his face. Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.